Hey, what's up, my people? How you doing? My name is Dalton. This is my YouTube channel, Dalton My World. Okay, all right. And today we're gonna do something different. If you know anything about my channel, it's something I've been working. This is something I've been working on. So today, this is gonna be commentary. Okay. Now I'm gonna tell you ahead of time. All right, but some triggers that that's gonna happen here. Trigger warning. All right. Also, if you got some kids, I don't know what that. I don't have any kids, so I think that was it boring or something. Might want to put them in another room. Boring because this is grown people talking. Okay, and this is gonna be Dalton's commentary. Okay, and as you know, as if you look at my introduction about my site, commentary is one of the things I do, and that I said I do. Okay, this ain't just no breaking news. This is commentary, and some of it will involve news. Okay, past and present. Okay, so also shout out to all my new subscribers and all my core base 100s. Thank you. All right, and this is my cue cards because I do have short-term memory where I have to stay focused on things. I forgot what you call that, but yeah. Okay, first thing I want to talk about, and yeah, some of the stuff I get emotional about, what I get upset about, but I try to be cool, right? But Dalton's in the rare form tonight. As they said with Prince on Purple Rain, the movie Purple Rain. Well, Dalton's in the rare form tonight. All right, first of all, Trump has passed an order pausing visas for tech companies. Okay? Now, what's getting on my nerves is all these big tech companies are coming out, and they're getting the media to help them too. Okay, don't get it bent. Okay, they're getting like CBS, NBC, and all of them to go ahead and help them. They're coming out, and they're crying and whining about it because basically they can't. They're not going to get issued any visas, so that they cannot send those tech jobs overseas and hire people from overseas. Okay, they have to do something so horrible, so devastating that it's just breaking their hearts. They actually have to hire people within their own country. Wow. See, the problem here, and they crying about it like little wusses, which is really getting on my nerves. Okay, because the fact is, they've been having it good for way too long, and they got spoiled. Okay, now they don't have a problem marketing to U.S. people, us as Americans, to buy their products and put our faces, black, brown, just any color, especially black and brown, in the marketing so we can buy their products. But when it comes to hiring us for those high paying jobs, oh no. Okay. Because they have gotten so used to and gotten away with saying that they are a diverse company by including the janitorial service as well as their bus drivers and their cooks of black and Latin races and calling that diversity. Okay? I'm gonna tell you like Malcolm X said, okay? Just because you're invited to the table doesn't make you a diner. You have to have the equal rights of everybody at that table and able to eat just as good as everybody at that table to be a diner. Just because you've been invited into the house doesn't mean you're qualified in them people's minds and eyes as an equal. Don't get them confused. And these big companies have been they what had happened is they've gotten so used to getting visas, and this is part of what they do. Okay, every year they automatically have a big meeting and find out, are we gonna need 2 or 3 thousand visas this year so we can hire people from other countries? I'm talking Google, I'm talking Apple, Facebook, Amazon. They all do it. Okay, they all do it, and they got so used to getting away with it, and we as American people got so passive and got so we used to voice it. We used to protest against it, but we became complacent. Felt like we were helpless. Can't do anything about it. So do I have anything and he's only asking for him to do it for 6 months. Can you believe it? And they've been doing this shit for over 20 years. And they're trying to say, oh, well, we cannot hire. Now, you know how big America is and how these colleges are trying to give people, everybody and their mama, since the year 1990 to get into tech business, but all of a sudden there's not one American that they can hire with a tech degree to fulfill that need. All bullshit. And Trump is only asking them to do it for 6 months, and they're acting like it's a 5-year or 10-year contract they're signing. That's because it's spoiled. But but they want us Americans to go ahead and dig deep and buy their product. But they don't want to give us jobs. So am I against Trump doing that? No. Not at all. And some of these tech places, you got to remember, some of these tech places got the media in their pocket. So the media is automatically going to be saying something against Trump on this issue. I'm not against it. I'm 100% for it. We got 50 million, I believe it was 50 million people unemployed. And they're bitching because they cannot get visas to hire people from other countries. Why don't you try helping out your own in the U.S. first, okay, for a change, since you've been getting away with doing this shit for over 20 years. Now, as Trump always does, he goes too far. So he also is putting a ban on giving visas to the lotto. There's a lotto that illegal immigrants could do to become American citizens. Okay, there's a lot of different things, and they have to pay money into all this stuff. But he's putting a ban on that. I believe for 6 months as well. Now, people, yeah, of course, we all know he doesn't like illegal aliens, and he definitely doesn't like illegal Latin aliens. Okay, we got that. Okay. But I don't think that's the main reason he's doing it. I think the main reason, if he's a businessman, and I think the main reason that he's doing it is because he knows that without hiring those illegal aliens, the so-called illegal aliens to work in his hotel, that's just another notch on his belt when he files for bankruptcy for all those businesses that's going under. All his businesses that's not getting anything because it's COVID-19, because this coronavirus pandemic has hurt his business, all his Trump Towers. Okay? So now He's the president, and he's making way. And yeah, now he can, or someone can, file bankruptcy for him. And it clearly can't get help, ain't make no money, it's in the red. What a coincidence. Now he can file bankruptcy and not have to deal with that loss. I mean, the complete loss. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Second thing, and I told you these are going to be triggers. Second thing I want to talk to you about, this commentary. And before I even go further, I ask you to please hit that red subscribe button. All right, and this ain't your type of channel, you can unsubscribe. All right. But if it is, I ask you to hit that red word that says subscribe. All right. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're alive out there. Okay. If you don't like what I'm saying, you can give me a thumbs down. Either way, you're American. As long as you're respectful in your comments, you're cool with me. Okay. Also, I ask you to share this with other people you feel it may help. All right. Now, to the second thing I want to talk to you about. In my opinion, you're starting to see this progress that these protests are making. But in my opinion, a lot of it is more pretty words than actual substance. Okay? They're telling the protesters what they want to hear. They're trying to pacify them, make them feel like they've achieved as much as they're going to achieve, and maybe now it's time to try to calm it down. Basically, what the government is trying to do, they're trying to stop the protesters before the election. They do not want the protesters to still be protesting at the time of the election. That's one of the main things it is, okay? They're even trying to mess around with the U.S. mail because they know that if this coronavirus keeps getting as bad as it is and keeps going up, people are going to try to mail in their ballots, okay? And you ask yourself, well, if that's the case, then why are they not messing around with the technology? Because they can control technology. It's harder to control physical matter, the mail, okay? Because even if you take the mail and put it somewhere, somebody could find it. Unless you just really catching it all on fire and burning it up, someone can find it. But technology affects everyone. And there can always be a mishap around election day when it comes to technology. Okay? Russia, excuse me. You get what I'm saying. But the main purpose is don't fall for the pretty words. Because it's not kind of like on Doom Patrol. Recently, I saw an episode on Doom Patrol, and the little girl on Doom Patrol now, she asked her dad, "Did you say you were sorry?" And the other woman in the room, and he said, "Yes, I did many times." And the little girl couldn't understand why the people didn't forgive him for his discretions. And then the other grown woman in the room said, sometimes pretty words are not enough for the damage that have been done. Okay? Not in those particular words, but and that right there says it. So they're passing these little laws and stuff like that and rewording laws has already been on the books to make you think that you're actually creating a lot of progress because they want to pacify the movement. It's worked in the past so many times. It's a waiting game. They want to pacify the movement and then have it just slowly dissipate, go away. And they definitely want this done, even if they have to do it by military force. They definitely want this done before the elections. Keep your eye out on that. Now, but beware of the pretty words, because they're going to tell you pretty words and tell you things that they think that you want to hear. Because they have think tanks. You got to understand, the government has think tanks constantly figuring out how to do this, okay? And once, just like with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, once they thought of them as assets, and once they could not use other groups to go against their own, and their manipulative behavior didn't work, and they couldn't control Martin Luther King, and they couldn't control Malcolm X, then they took them out. Or they used another group to take them out. But they have these think tanks. They think about this all the time. Okay? Or what to do and how to do it. So don't fall for all those pretty words, people. Because sometimes that's all they are. And they definitely want this protest to end before the election this year. Number 3. It just came out that Russia has been paying, I believe it's Afghanistan or the Taliban, to kill American soldiers. Now, this was leaked out. Okay, and they put a bounty, Russia put a bounty on American soldiers' head, and anybody that killed them got paid. Okay? Now, Russia is denying this. This just came out in the news. Russia is denying this. Okay? And so is the people they offered the bounty to. But what did you expect them to do? We did it. Okay. Now, do I, and they're saying that people are asking for more proof. Well, I honestly feel that, that he wanted to do that. I believe it leaked out. But I think that's just a small part of a bigger picture of what he was planning. You got to remember, the president of the United States is a businessman. The president of Russia was in the armed forces. That's 2 different types of strategies. I don't care how friendly he has, because he even poisoned his own supposedly friend and tried to kill him. And to this day, he is never the same. Okay? But that's Putin. And do I think he did it? Sure, I think that's part of a bigger plan that he have in the making for hurting the United States. And I think a lot of it had to deal with technology, what he was planning on doing. Okay. And the president's saying, well, I haven't been briefed on that. Of course he's going to say that. What do you think? Oh, yeah, I knew all about it, and because it's contradictory to him, But even if Russia's president didn't execute it, I do believe that was part of his plan, of a bigger plan, to hurt the U.S. I mean, right now we're weak, just like any other country. We're fighting a invisible enemy. And the best thing to think of it as an alien from another planet, but they're bad aliens from another planet that think of us as humans as one, slaves, and two, food. And they have a objective to enslave us and eat us. We are the new chicken. And if you're a vegetarian, we're the new celery. And when you think of the viruses that way, you could think of it in a different way of now you understand the invisible war we're dealing with. But every country's weak right now, including the US. So if you're an armed forces person and you had a career in armed forces before you became American, and you actually hate a particular country and really would like to control some of its assets, what would you do? So do I believe that was actually true? Yes, but I believe it was part of a bigger plan. Okay, that was number 3, and I want your opinion on that. Okay, and in the coming days, I will try to find the links to those news articles so that I can put them in the description box below. Okay. Now, I have 2 questions I want to throw at you, and I want your opinion on it. Question number 1. Why aren't the Democrats, the House, or the Republicans, the Senate, not trying in any way, shape, form put any type of money into the new stimulus package that they're talking about towards our technical infrastructure and definitely put money towards fixing our unemployment system, our technical aspects of our unemployment system, and upgrading it so that if things do get worse, that people don't have to keep trying for 3 weeks before they can get someone and the system will stop crashing. But for some reason, the Democrats and the Republicans are not putting any type of money, even though we as the people have been complaining about it. Why are they not? If they're really serving us as we as the people, why don't they listen to what we're saying? Okay? And my second question is this. Because you know me, I could go on all night, but I won't. What happened about a year ago, a little bit over a year ago, and it was swept under the rug? And why isn't Black Lives Matter even asking about it? These lynchings, okay? What happened to the black man that was lynched in Oklahoma? Yes, it did happen. A little bit over a year, which doesn't surprise me about Oklahoma. If you've heard some of the stories and how my life was threatened in Yukon by a cop, and then I found out later when I did research that Yukon is one of the headquarters of the KKK, Yukon, Oklahoma. I didn't know that. Okay, and clearly the KKK and all these Aryan groups has already infiltrated the tech world, the banking world, as well as the law enforcement. I mean, hell, they recently fired three police officers because one of the main police officers said, "I'm ready. You know, we're gonna have we're getting ready to have a civil war, and I'm gonna slaughter all those N-word people." Yeah, and that happened about 3 days ago. So why is it that any form of lynching is not being investigated? And why is it protesters not protesting the lack of investigations of these lynchings? Okay. Now, if you live in, here's a little quick hint. If you live in Pennsylvania, right? You know, I was at Aldi's the other day. If you live in Pennsylvania, right now, Aldi's have face masks. They have face masks. They have two different types. They have face masks, the disposable ones. I think it's 10 in a pack for like $7. Then they have the heavy duty ones. They have several of the heavy duty ones in a pack for 30. Okay, so you better get them while you can before fall comes. I mean, that's just my opinion. But yeah, Aldi's is selling them as we speak right now. All right. Last but not least, if you didn't hear, Aldi's became a $15 billion company, and its CEO became the latest billionaire. He's got $1.5 billion. But yet, Aldi's can't seem to be able to give a raise to its people, whether they're the in-store shoppers or the full-time shoppers that use their cars to deliver stuff to you. Nor can they find the power and the money to fix the apps that keeps crashing on their workers. Now, here's a warning. When you become a billionaire, you have to. The wisest person I know was Bill Gates. And I'll tell you why. When you become a billionaire, you're now Goliath. And anytime Goliath is created, there's a David. You may not see them, you may not hear it, but there's a David created. It balances each other's off. And if you know the story about Goliath and David and Goliath, you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so yeah, to the CEO, you might be sitting pretty. Beware, there's someone else working in a garage, building an app that would pay their employees more than you, that works better than yours, and to give the customer more options, and to give the employees more benefits to make them look like actual employees or partners and not just assets, disposable assets. You better believe it. Bill Gates said a long time ago, my greatest fear is some young people in a garage building something, some type of software that will end up being greater than Windows. And within about 3 years, a company came out that was created in a garage. Do you know what their name was? Their name was Google. Google. Yeah, that's right. Google. So even though Google's big right now, it's probably somewhere, David in a garage working on the next best thing. All right, that's right. Dalton, my world again. YouTuber, content creator. And I thank you all for all you all to stay this long. And I shall wrap to y'all later. And please comment. I can't wait to hear the comments. But like I said, follow the guidelines. Be respectful. Okay? You don't have to agree with me. But if you treat me less than you, I will delete your comment and you. All right? Peace out, people.